all size turbos that we manufacture.
Okay. In there, Chris.
We have an extra one.
Yeah, do we got a 2X?
The fat kid seat?
Yeah, that's a fat boy seat.
Oh, I like it.
Speed toolkit.
Are these fast tools?
So when you purchase a Speed UTV, you get an option of what size seat you want.
Okay.
If you purchase a UTV, get a coupon code for $9.99.
Because it's the best car out there.
What do you think? You got it? Good evening. How are you guys doing? Do a little quick turnaround for you here. Hair's a little jacked up. Need time for a haircut. All right, so we are sitting here at on the surface plate back at Charlotte, North Carolina. Wanted to update everybody. They asked where the four-seater was last week, and I told everybody it was sitting at my shop, and this is why it's sitting here. Every time we test, we learn more. And a couple things, we got another billet front diff from Keith Ayers over at DTE. This is going in this car here. And you saw this car a while ago, but we've continued to update it as we go through the process. And remember, when we're doing a car, we're also sharing the information we do with the factory. All the cars are CNC bent and notched. And this is a car that has tube connectors. Basically, it's a full chassis. Pivot points, when you look at pivot points, somebody say, oh, where's pivot points? Well, they're connected to the front diff. So pivot points are on it. Basically, you'll see this thing go together here quick in the next few weeks. And we will make this a test car as well. We see our first production test cars sometime in mid-November is what they're telling me, that we'll see assembly line cars. Once we have those assembly line cars, we'll put some miles on them once they're tested, and we know that they are good for the long run. We will start releasing them to the general public. So stay tuned, work with us, understand we are going to build you the best car in the industry. Do a quick walk around down to the shop. You see the haulers back, fab shops, rocking and rolling. Obviously sent the guys home at nighttime so that we can do this tonight, but things are good, and we'll get into tonight's show. Sand Sports. I don't know how many of you guys went to Sand Sports last weekend. On Saturday, we had an excellent turnout. A lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm throughout the Speed UTV compound. We did have seats there. Guys were able to sit in the car, hear the car run, climb in the bed, check it out. It was a real good representation of what the body's gonna look like, what the tires are like, ride height, structure, and we've had excellent report from all of our customers that were there, and then future customers as well. So I'm gonna set this down, and we'll get into tonight's presentation, and we'll get back at it. We've been on the road for the last 2 weeks, so it's good to be back here at home. All right, so tonight's presentation, I'd like to first talk about Sand Sports and what went on at Sand Sports. Very unfortunate that they ended up canceling Sunday's show, but we at Speed were very lucky to be able to call on one of our partners. Ride Now was set up there on Sunday, and we went over to Ride Now, and we were there from, I ended up getting there about 12:45 by the time I got there, getting all of our stuff out of Sand Sports and getting over to Ride Now. We ended up being there about 12:45. We ended up staying until about 3:30, 4 o'clock. I was amazed with the amount of people that showed up at Ride Now at Peoria. I want to thank everybody over there for hosting us. And the reason we did that is when Sand Sports was closed on Sunday, we knew we had customers that, oh, I came all the way from Oregon or I came from California to see the speed vehicle. And that was an opportunity for them to check it out and touch it in person instead of just packing up our stuff and hauling. We went over to one of our dealers. Ride Now has signed up 7 of their locations. We've got Nash Power Sports, Coring Power Sports, a bunch of Valley there, and we're excited to be working with a good group of guys. So that was cool, and also good to meet all of you out there. There were some good questions, and that will be the topic of tonight's show. I think there's confusion, obviously. When you start a new car company, we make confusion. I make confusion. Todd makes confusion. We don't do that on purpose. We do that because we grew. We grew so fast. We had to offer up 2-seaters, 4-seaters, Diablos, and then we went into the RGs and the LE, and then the guys that just wanted a basic car, they're like, where's my base car? So when you look at it as a new company, we're launching this brand with 9 models right from the get-go, and I think that's where some of the confusion on your master order numbers, and I'll get into that tonight. And I think I cleared up a lot of that at Sand Sports with guys, but there's we'll get through it, and I think when I explain it to you tonight, everybody will grasp it a little bit better. At Sand Sports, we had obviously seat fittings. I've had this a lot, and to be honest, it doesn't make a difference to me. Todd's going to kick me through the phone right here when I say this, but if you order a tall wide, you're getting a tall wide in both front seats. The rear seats will still come standard, but when you order a tall wide from us, now that you're getting to sit in seats and check them out, that will come in both front seats. If you want to switch that out yourself, you can switch a tall wide to one of your regular seats in the back and put it in the passenger side. But just understand the headrests are going to be a different height. So I'll build you a spacer that'll be an option for you guys. And that'll put at least the headrests looking the same when they're inside in the car or people are looking into the car. I see Rob over there laughing. What do we got, Rob? Come on, give it to me. Manual TV movie. I mean, hey, where are the seats now? The seats currently today. Where are seats today? The seats are at the Parker Blue Water Challenge. So the seats are at the merchandise trailer at Parker Blue Water Challenge. They went from Ride Now last weekend. We knew we have a lot of customers that are racing in the Best in the Desert series. Still a lot of Arizona customers. If they want to go by the speed trailer in downtown Parker tomorrow, Mike Rabello will be there. He's one of our sales directors. He'll be there. He can walk you through the seats, talk about the seats. You can fit in it and see what seat fits you the best. After doing these seats, we learned that we need to do a standard wide as well. So in the next couple weeks, I will place an order for a standard wide seat, and that seat will be available. So give me a couple weeks, but you know, this is why it's good to get out there with you guys and girls and have you sit in the cars, touch the seats, because we're learning that everybody's not the same. And we're going to need the tall wide is pretty much a standard for all the big guys and girls. But and I mean big, I'm talking not just wide, we're talking tall as well. The standard seat that I sit in, I'm probably right at the width of maxing that out. As you've seen throughout the last 31 weeks of Speed UTV, I have gained some weight under this stress, but we'll get going again on this program and get back into fighting shape again. But, you know, it's been a lot of work, and with work comes stress, and obviously the easiest thing makes you feel good is a little bit of food. So we will come up with a standard wide that will be available for everybody. As we see a couple different people sitting in the seats here, I'm trying to get everybody fitted. But there's a size of them. There's what they look like. As you see, we both have the limited edition seats on the right, and then we have the RG edition seats on the left. Same seat, different cover. Comes with the edition which you purchase your car, and that'll probably lead into the next topic as well. For video content, subscribe to the Speed UTV channel. We've been adding test video there. We've been adding build videos there, and we'll continue to do that every week. We appreciate the enthusiasm from each and every one of you that is interested in our products and what we're doing. And that UTV channel will help you with your questions. All right, so this gets into the topic of sand sports, and I think this was probably, I know that the phone rang off the hook for Ginger after I left the sand sports on Saturday. Come Monday morning, we couldn't control the phone, so I think I will try to do my best to explain it a little bit better. Can you see these up there? And Rob, do you have them on your channel as well? Okay, perfect. Let's start with 3 different unit numbers, and I think that's going to really confuse you guys. But we have to sort this by, remember when we launched this car originally, we launched LE cars at Sand Sports. LE car was a 4-seater. It came with a pick your graphic, came with a roof, came with a few options. And then we expanded on the company. We had people said, well, we want an RG. Well, if we're going to do an RG, we're going to put a radio. Obviously, it has window nets. We're going to put the suede seats, suede steering wheel, and just another few options, obviously, and it'll be our race graphics that we race with the UTVs. So the RG is where it really started to confuse unit numbers. Most important thing for everybody is master number. No, I'm not your master. Okay, let's get that straight, because it's amazing how many people walk up to me and say, hi, master, I'm number 166. And I'm like, no, hold on a second. I'm not the master. I'm just a car manufacturer here. But it's been really, really funny, and I love the way you guys, your enthusiasm of this whole thing. But master number is your most important thing. So let's walk through master numbers and see if I can do this. I know Ginger and Daniel tried to help me with this. Next slide. Now, this is going to help me, okay? I'll walk you through this. A master number is when you ordered your vehicle. That means you either saw us at an event, you walked up to the trailer, you ordered it there, you went online, you ordered it. We know exactly when you ordered it, what time, what day, what week. So when that happens, even if it's online, we know what your master number is. So your master number is, and you're hearing a lot of people, well, I got master number 19,000. No. You cannot be a 19,000 master number. Your sales number, 19,000. So there's so many numbers that are all based on, because when you go on either PayPal or Wells Fargo or FNB Bank, you get different transaction numbers. Don't let the transaction number confuse your master number. Ginger, when you order a car, sends you back out an order that says you are master number, let's just say 1550. And if you're master number 1550, you might get car number 800 of El Diablo. So what I mean by that is that's the 4-seater, or no, that's the 2 El Jefe. I even get confused. You might get 800 of El Jefe, and I think my next slide will explain where the confusion is and how we had to categorize them to be able to get it to run down through the assembly line. So I'll do my best with this. And then there's a model number. So if you have a model of an El Jefe, let's start with El Jefes because that's what we really launched this company with. We'll start with El Jefes. In El Jefe, we have the RG edition, we have the limited edition, and we have the base model. So there's 3 categories of El Jefes. Then you go into the El Diablo, you got the RG edition, the LE edition, and the base edition, and then you get into the stepchild, the Bandit, which is a RG edition, an LE edition, and a base. So please don't get confused by your edition numbers versus your master order. You will get your car in order of master number, provided that the car runs, and when I mean car runs, we're going to run El Jefes, we're going to run El Jefes, and then we're going to run El Diablos. And the next page will really make sense on why we're going to do that as we run the assembly line. So hopefully I haven't confused yet. You're still with me. What are they saying on my Insta? I'm going to walk over and see how many people I've confused. They're not even coming, huh? Numbers. All right.
Someone asked if it's going to be competitive and score a best in the desert.
Is it going to be competitive? The question is it going to be competitive? I don't know a car that we built that's not competitive. You know, if you want to use an example, last weekend at the UTV Nationals, a 12-year-old in one of our cars had the fastest lap of the whole weekend, including turbos. So if you're going to ask if our new cars are going to be competitive, think about that. A 12-year-old in an XX with a speed kit on it had the fastest lap at UTV Nationals. I'm pretty sure our new car is going to be competitive. All right, so let's get into unit number questions. And I think the first production run will be 400 LFA cars. And that, as an example, would be to master number 514. So if you're master number 514 and you have an LFA, you're going to get a car in the first 400 cars. So just work with me here on this. So I think it'll really show you where our sales have been with Speed UTV and what cars the customers have actually wanted. The second run of Speed UT vehicles will be another 400 cars of LFAs again. And when you look at this, it'll be LFA model number LFA, which is a 4-seater, 400 to 800. But it really goes from master number 515 to 1170. Now this will set up why we're going to run El Diablos next. The third production run of our vehicles, the El Diablos, right? And that'll take us all the way up to master number 1433. Now the numbers from 400 to 514, those were mostly Diablos. The numbers from, let's call it 400 or 401 to 800, that took us to master number 1170. Those were 4-seaters. So if you do the math, there's 370 something cars that would be the next runs. Most of those are El Diablos. El Diablo is the 110-inch car. That's the car we had at Sand Sports. And the reason for using that car first, for an engineering side of things, that's the middle car. So if we figure out rough shock rates, rough spring rates, handling, we can really kind of start with that middle package, and it's 10 inches longer up to the 4-seater, and it's 15 inches down to the Bandit as far as wheelbase. For tuning a vehicle, it gave us the middle of the road. So that's why we chose that we would do that. Now, a lot of people said, well, you know, you're a new company and you're building this. The El Diablo is a new engine, a new gearbox, a new front diff. But a lot of the stuff that we've learned with the Speed Cat, which is the car that I raced at the UTV Nationals, is kind of built into that El Diablo. So we have 5 years of testing and R&D that have been built in these cars. So these are not new vehicles that are just coming out from scratch. We continue to test them. We continue to learn with them. We continue to develop shocks, and we're getting the car where it's pretty darn good. I don't know how many of you guys have been up Shea Road, but 84 miles an hour up Shea Road, up an uphill sand wash in a UTV, I was impressed. I was really happy with where I was at. And if you think about it, those are trophy truck bumps that are 3 foot tall. And then, you know, I heard people, oh, it's nosing over a little bit. Maybe you should try taking a Polaris or Can-Am 84 miles an hour up that road, because you'd really nose over all the way to the nose, and you pull some cartwheels and some front flips. Yeah, and the other side, like Casey said, we're still developing our shocks. We've never bottomed it out yet. So we continue to soften the vehicle, continue as it gets through the travel, it'll get into more rebound. That'll keep it from kicking. So we had to slowly edge up on it because these were our first run of prototype shocks, which are the actual production shocks. So people that were at the Sand Sports, they actually got to touch and feel a production shock. It was just the first run of our production shocks. And we learned a lot with shocks, springs, ride height, a lot of handling, and very happy with where we're at on the car. Go ahead, Casey. How long will a group of 400 take? Great question. We were running 10 cars in the first run down the assembly line. Just to warm the assembly up, there'll be 10 cars that run down the line. That'll be grouping to get ready to run the next 400 cars. The assembly line is set up to run 40 cars a day. So we're talking 10 days to run 400 cars. So don't panic when you say, oh, you're going to fire up the line on this date and it's going to take me this long. It's only 10 days to run 400 cars. But the most important thing is that when we get the first set of cars off the assembly line, we do proper testing, evaluation. Like I said, we've had production cars that are prototypes over at CARB, EPA. We had them all over, and that's exactly what our car is going to be. Because remember, we're testing fuel tanks, we're testing clutches, we're testing engines, mileage. So there's a lot of things that had to be on the vehicle to be able to test these. And it's been a process, and we have not showed you those cars. We're only showing you our prototype test cars. We have not showed you those cars, and there's a reason for that. And I think you're going to be excited about the reason when you see it. So there's a lot of good stuff coming. We've learned a lot. Hopefully I've cleared up some of this master unit number. Your master unit number is the number that's going to be on the number plate. So even though you might be El Diablo number 25, you're still probably going to be master number 300 and something. I don't know what the first El Diablo was, but I'm guessing at numbers right now. So don't take that the wrong way. I just don't have the data in front of me. We have the data. I just don't have it up in front of me on this computer. Ginger, do you know what first El Diablo was? Can you pull that number for me? Since I said that, Ginger's going to actually tell me what number, master number, was the first El Diablo. All right, third production, I talked about that, will be El Diablos. The crazy thing here is, and this is actually shocking to me, when we started working with Textron and we built the Textron XX, that's a 95-inch wheelbase car. That was a 64-inch wide by 95-inch long car, and that Textron XX is, I would say it's similar to a Bandit. Obviously, it's only 1/3 the horsepower. It has 5 inches less wheel travel. It's 11 inches narrower, but it has the same characteristics as a Bandit. Hard thing for me to swallow is we've only sold 44 Bandits in the first 1,170 cars. 44. So when people tell me what's the market strategy, clearly the 4-seat El Jefe was the market strategy for our market. And we know what our market is, we know what our customers want, and we're going to be able to give you exactly what you want. So I am very excited to be able to launch this brand. We have been nonstop for a year on this thing. Think about it. We've developed engines, we've developed shocks, we've developed tires, we've developed wheels, chassis, steering, new front diff, which is very similar to what we have on the Unicorn. But think about it. We've got a fully structured bulkhead front end. Nothing in the automotive industry, has anything like that, and your new UTV comes with a product like that. So the thing is that when we first launched Speed UTV at Sand Sports, and we did bring the 4-seater to Sand Sports again, just so you can see the difference and how far we've evolved and how we've over-delivered on what we're going to deliver for a vehicle. I think the people that were there liked what they saw, and I haven't heard a lot of complaints. Obviously, my phone number here is 704-949-1255. I will take calls tonight, and you can give me your complaints over the phone if you have them. 65. 65 total? Oh, number 65, sorry. So I asked Ginger a couple minutes ago to let me know when the first El Diablo was ordered. So master number 65 was an El Diablo. And what that was a customer that bought a 2-seater at Sand Sports. And when we launched up to the El Diablo and said, I'm going to make this middle car too. I'm not just going to make a short car and a big car. I'm going to make something for the middle of the road. That was somebody that switched from a Bandit to an El Diablo. So we did have more Bandits, but when the El Diablo came out with the big truck bed, people really wanted that, and they switched over right away. And we allowed the Bandit customers to switch over to the El Diablos if they wanted to. An El Diablo and a Bandit, that's another thing. El Diablo and Bandit, same price. I know you're going to say, well, how's it the same price? It's 15 inches longer. That's just part of the Speed UTV offer. And if you want a short wheelbase 2-seater or you want a long wheelbase 2-seater with a big truck bed, you can have either one of them. I really don't care. The price will be the same for both of you for the 2020, 2021 model year. 141 Bandits total is what we sold. So think about it. If you were going to start a car company, and you were going to launch into the UTV market, I wouldn't make a 2 based on the numbers we see. The fourth run of cars, most likely will, based on our numbers and me just knowing the business the way I do, I'm going to tell you it's going to be another run of El Jefes. And if I need to, just thinking out loud, because I think it's best in desert, you got to build 500 cars. I'll go ahead and I'll jump that 400 to 500 just so Corey's happy when we launch the El Diablo. We've got 500 of them from the get-go. So Corey Sapleton, thank you for that. And that's something I just thought of tonight, because we will obviously have 800 four-seaters out there. We will run 500 El Diablos before we roll back into the four-seaters again. That way, the people that buy these cars and want to go racing with them, that makes you race legal. 44th Bandit, I'm sorry, man. I love the Bandit. It's going to be a fun little trail car, but it's not going to go through the hoops like an El Diablo. But then again, what do I know? Max went the fastest lap in a 95-inch wheelbase car in an NA car at the UTV Nationals last weekend. He had a what? He had a Happy Meal, and he had Donald Cowboy Cerrone came up and said if he didn't drive the wheels off it, he was going to choke him out. So I think he was scared the whole time. And that was pretty cool, the little pep talk that Cowboy did before the start of the race. Max dug that. And it was good. So, it's a good industry. It's a lot of fun. And I wanted to move into, because when we were at the show last weekend, I had people say, well, what is the car from the ground to the top? So we wanted to post our wheelbase ground clearance height number again for you. And I want to kind of explain it one more time, because I had somebody ask, how far from the bottom of the car to the top of the roof? And Casey, could you grab me a tape measure real quick? I want to check my numbers here. One thing you guys got to remember is we got a roof scoop here that gives us about an extra 4 inches in the middle. But I'll go for a chassis. For somebody that wanted a flat roof, I'll come up with a flat roof number. But right now, I believe the number was 56 inches. Is that right? 56 inches? I see Daniel smiling. What do we got, Daniel?
Well, Arizona housewife commented, Robbie looks so good. I'm getting my husband a black button down.
Hey, I got this from Johnny Cash, just so you know. So pretty cool. Let me check a number here real quick for you guys. Hopefully I don't stall out, but yeah. So we're good. We're on that same number. If you were to take your roof off the car, you would be 53 inches from the bottom of the frame rails to the top of the frame rails. That would give you your maximum height. But if you look at our 72 and say, okay, a car comes with 15 inches of ground clearance, you can easily figure out the height is 56 inches. That 56 number is with a roof on the car, and the roof has a little bit of scope, and then it's got a scoop built on it as well. Got some big hair going on today too. When I come back from a 2 or 3 week trip on the road of testing, we get a whole bunch of this throughout the day. And I don't know if I'm pulling it or what I'm doing, but it definitely sticks up. People give me a hard time on that. Will it fit in my trailer? We posted this one more time for you, just to give you a little fit in the trailer. Rob, do you have any video of testing that we could play? Can we play some video of testing when we take calls? 50 times last week, yeah. We struggled last week at the tap house. I'm sorry about that, guys. We did struggle with that. Here's a picture of the UTT or El Diablo all stretched out there. Obviously banked into a corner. Pretty cool. You can just see a lot of the testing components that we have on the vehicle. Desert testing. We had Kyle down over at Carb and EPA again yesterday, working on stuff. We got a little bit more fine-tuning of shocks. We got some CVT calibration I want to work on. I think we can still get it better. And then we got our general durability and testing. But for motors to go out there and run like they ran, gearboxes, front diffs, pretty excited with the first real hardcore test. Speed break-in kit. I want to talk about VP here a little bit. The speed break-in kit is something that I highly suggest. Obviously, it gets you a CVT belt, it gets you a new air filter, It gets you your fluids and oils. And obviously, VP has been a partner with us on all of our products, from Stadium Super Truck to the Trophy Truck and obviously the UTV. So we choose them for our fuel and oils here at Speed UTV. Live call-ins. Let's do some live call-ins. And caller number 5 today. Let's do 5 today. We'll do 5 call-ins. It's been a while since we've done some of those. Caller number 5 is going to receive 2 free seat heaters if they're a customer of Speed UTV. So if you bought a car and you have a master number and you call in number 5, caller number 5, they're ringing right now. Hey, caller number 1. Come here, bud. Caller number 5, if you're a customer, you're going to win 2 seat heaters. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon tonight. How you doing, buddy? Hello? You there? Hello?
Hello.
Hey, Craig, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good.
Good, good. I hope it's Craig. At least that's what showed up on the phone.
It is.
Perfect, perfect. How you doing tonight? Can you hear me okay? Hello? Can you hear me, Craig?
Hello?
Yeah, you're breaking up for some reason. You there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. Hey, you're caller number 1. How can I help you tonight, buddy?
Oh, nice to talk to you. I just have a couple quick questions. Some kind of silly. The RG model, when you get the powder-coated orange A-arms and springs, etc., if you have to get an extra part, you will break it later.
So that's a great question. If you got an A-arm and you hit a witch eye at Glamis and you need a new A-arm, would you be able to call up the dealer and get the same orange arm, and is it the same price? The component is the same component as everybody else's, so that arm will be the same, and we will have those powder coated in orange for you as well.
Another question too on the seat.
Yes, sir.
It would be like really helpful, I think, to a lot of people if you could just measure the bottom cushion from side to side. Like if it's 15 inches, 16 inches, or whatever. Like I know I tweak into 16 inches from the left side of my leg to the right side of my right leg.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I can do that for next week's call-in. I will do some measurements. I can probably get some guys sitting in them just so that we can have a variety of guys and girls sitting in them and sizing up the seats.
But I mean, it would be real easy at home. Just
You want to grab some of these calls?
Measure yourself sitting and go, hey, well, I'll fit in 16 inches or 17 inches, and then I don't have to get the bigger seat. But I don't know what the width of the seat is, the standard. So.
No, I understand that. And, we did have them at Sand Sports. Our dealers will start having seats. They are now available for dealers to start getting those, and it's going to be important for them to have them. They're also, a seat that people could just hang out in the lobby in as well. So we'll get with all of our dealers and make sure they got some seats stocked up.
Very cool.
All right. Thank you for calling in. Any other questions?
No other questions. Let's get to the next guy. Enjoyed talking to you. Thanks for doing all you do.
Hey, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Have a good night.
Bye.
Hey, caller. It's Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Robbie. Pretty good. This is Mike. I ordered El Jefe. We actually got 4 of them coming. The enclosed cab models.
Okay, yeah. So that's a mid-year car that's going to come out, and I'm excited about the closed cab car. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, we're pretty pumped up. We've probably got another 5 sold.
Yeah, no, it's been a popular item. The El Jefes have blown me away with how many people have wanted El Jefes, which I think in the 4-seat category, I believe we have the shortest 4-seater. I'm not sure with a Honda, but let's just go compared to the leaders, Polaris and Can-Am. We have a 120-inch wheelbase 4-seater, so it should be pretty good on the narrow trails as well.
Yeah. Our questions are like on the tires. We'd like to all upgrade to pretty much like a 35-inch tire, and I think I forgot who I was talking to. One of your guys said that they're not going to offer that right away or as an option?
Maybe by the time we got to June, but what I want to do first is this first run of cars are going to come with 32-inch tall tires. They're about a 32.5-inch tall tire. They're pretty wide. They're pretty big compared to the industry. But I want to get more testing evaluation. You know, I'd hate to tell you guys, oh, go shove 35s on it. You're going to be fine. And we have problems with stub axles or something like that. So I would rather, you know, get a bunch of cars out there, get a bunch of evaluation going, let some aftermarket guys go play with it, put some offset wheels on it, and do what they do, and we're gonna learn a lot by it. But I got to be honest, once you start putting offset wheels on it, you're gonna put the spindle in a lot more stress. So I think with the wheel that we have, we probably have the best shot at it with a 35 because we're swallowing that load.
Then my next question is, I've got a set of paddles here, but they're on 14-inch wheels. Will them 14-inch wheels, will they clear the brake calipers, or do I have to go to a 15-inch wheel and buy new paddles?
No, you're going to need a 15-inch wheel for sure.
Okay, all right. That was my next question. So that is it. I'm excited. We're waiting.
No, I'm excited too. You know, it's the car is going to be good. We've learned a lot, and you know, all my staff is really giving me a hard time right now with my comment. They're all about falling out of the chair, so I'm going to have to get a wheel. Casey, could you bring me one of our beadlock wheels over here, please, so I can explain myself, because they're all mocking me really bad with the comment I said to you, and I got to explain it to make myself clear.
Oh, on the wheel.
On the wheel, I said the wheel swallows the hub, all right, and they basically they've lost it here in the background on me. This has gone in the wrong direction for sure. But I would like to explain what we're doing there, because by swallowing the hub all the way, it relieves the load off of the bearing.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
I plan on.
Hopefully it's coming. I don't know where he went.
I just wanted to go to a bigger tire.
He had it in the back? I thought I saw it over here not too long ago. Is the wheel in your room? He must have stashed the wheel on me. If you stick around on the show, I'll pull it back up on the line and I'll try to explain it a little bit better of what I was talking about there.
You're good. That was just my main two questions.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate the opportunity to build cars for you.
Yep. Thanks.
Thanks.
Bye.
Hey, it's Robbie Gordon. How you doing?
Good. How are you, Robbie?
Good. Chad, is it Chad?
Yeah.
You're number 3. Unfortunately, I was trying to give you some seat heaters tonight, but looks like you're just going to get a couple questions.
All that work. Hey, on the overall length of the El Jefe,
Yep.
I didn't see that on the.
On the slide? Yep. Let me pull that back out. Overall length. So I'll try to explain. So we got 120 plus 25. That's 145. Where's the speed wheel? Is that it there? Maybe. So it's 100 and 140. Give me 1 second. El Jefe, 145, 155, 161 overall length.
Perfect.
161 inches, and that is from the leading edge of a 32-inch tall tire to the back tailgate of the bed.
Okay. And then when are you going to have the boxes so we can look at those or see them online?
Yep, I have, obviously everything is CAD parts that are out to the process, but we should start seeing these things here very soon. And I know I saw second article CAD and stuff like that back from manufacturers. So you know, I would say end of this month we should start seeing some box size. Beginning of next month for sure.
Awesome. Okay, and that pretty much wraps up my questions for tonight.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Appreciate you calling in.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, it's Robbie Gordon. How you doing tonight?
Hey, Robbie, this is Tyler.
Hey, Tyler. How you doing, buddy?
Good. Hey, just got some questions for you, buddy.
No problem. Here to answer them. How can I do it?
First beginning of the videos of some kind of rocker protection around the big rocker. I know you're going to do a skid plate underneath, but something on the side so when we're hitting trees or coming up into the rocks,
Yep.
not banging that sticking out so much. Have you guys talked any more about that?
Well, I have a hidden rock guard that's built into the chassis. So basically, under the plastic, there's a Nerf bar, and that's allowing people to step on it. It's also protecting the air filter and the oil tank, because it's got a large vertical oil tank in the car. But we will definitely have a bolt-on rock basher that will allow guys to put side rock guards on it to protect the bodywork. Now, our bodywork on the side is a built-in step as well. And can you ask Daniel to send me the model of the Nerf bars on it? Is that removable? Right now it's not, but we have discussed it as an easy change part in case it gets damaged. Talked about putting a couple bosses on it, but for the rock guards, we will definitely have an accessory for rock guards once these things hit production.
Awesome.
And then obviously we'll have the big thick skid plate. You know, I want to say it's about 600 thou thick, a UHMW. We offer that already as a speed accessory for the XXs, and we will transfer that over to our vehicle as well. So we will have the big thick UHMW rock sliders for the bottom of the truck or the bottom of the vehicles as well.
Perfect. I got another question here.
No problem. You got a couple minutes left. Go ahead.
When do you guys think you might be opening your place in Havasu? And is that, how are you guys coming along with Havasu?
Well, Havasu, I'll give you the location. We were fortunate enough, if you're in Havasu, it's where they have the Halloween store. It's the old Hastings building.
Correct, and you just put a big, huge Trump flag on the wall.
There's a massive Trump flag on the side of that wall. That is the location. The Halloween group is there until mid-November. I believe we're supposed to close in the next 30 to 45 days.
Oh, I see. Okay, perfect. What a great spot. Awesome.
Well, I think it's going to be good. You know, in the wintertime, there's so much riding in Lake Havasu. You know, as I've had friends from, you know, AZ West and all the others, we felt that was a place that we needed to have a speed flagship store. Plus, we do a lot of our testing out in that Arizona desert. And I think that location will be good not only for sales, but adventures and to have, you know, customers come in and visit us and do different things to their vehicle they want to do.
It's a fun, friendly town. It's one of the greatest towns.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Max lives in Havasu. He grows up in Havasu. Spends most of the year in Havasu, and then I get him in the summertime. And this year with COVID, we've had him in the shop a lot, so it's been good to have.
Perfect. Hey, thanks so much, Robbie, for the time. That'll do me. I wanted to talk a little bit about heaters and winches, but obviously you'll let us know when the heater and winch is ready so we can add that to our accessories. Yeah, the heater is ready right now. I was supposed to at the last test if we could run a seat heater and an air pad together as a combination. I did not do that. I got to be honest, I forgot. We had so many things on our test list, but I will get it on the next side. I'll make sure that we put somebody like Daniel over there. We'll warm his buns a little bit, and it's only going to be 95 degrees in Arizona. I'll put a seat heater on him and let him roll. Was I number 5? Did I get some heaters for my...
No, you're number 4. Sorry, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks. Fair, brother. We'll see you in Havasu.
All right. Look forward to riding with you. Thank you. Hey, you're on with Robbie Gordon. You're caller number 5 tonight. You got a couple seat heaters coming to you.
Great. That'll work out well.
Do you have a speed UTV, or you might not have any speed seat heaters?
Oh, we've got seat heaters coming. That's
Okay, well, you're getting 2 of them for free. So can I get your master number, please?
yeah, 1034 or 1014. 1 to 2.
1034 or 1014? One of those two. He has 2 of them, I believe. 1014. Can I get your name, please? Is it possible to get your name?
Rick Page.
Rick Page, is that what we said?
Yes.
Rick Page, excellent. Ginger's riding over on the board. We've got all of our winners up on the board throughout the last 7 weeks that we've been here at home doing it, so it's pretty cool. But you're going to get a couple of those reduced off your bill. You're getting 2 speed seat heaters.
Fantastic. Quick question for you. Some of us have already closed out. Will we be able to change the seats on that?
Will you be able to change the seats? The answer is yes. If you are barely closed out with 1014, I don't believe we've opened up anybody over 1,100, right? We're under 1,000 right now? Over, okay. He's 1014. I have no problem. Rick, I will have Ginger reach out to you tomorrow. Okay. Or she said she'll call you tonight. So if you want to hang tight when you're done, I'll put you on a park here, and she will come by and discuss it with you right now, and we'll solve that.
Okay. Next question is.
Yep.
Some of us ride in a lot of mud.
Yep, you ride in mud. Yes, we do have belt covers, so please don't look at our test mule and say, okay, you don't have a CVT cover on it. The reason we did the inlets for the intake for the CVT and for the air filter at the top of the bed is, yeah, he's already configured and he wants to adjust his seats. So he just wants to talk to you about seats. So Ginger will help you tonight. She's like, you already configured. But we do have a very, very high intake for air filter and CVT. And with that said, it's probably about shoulder height. I don't know how many people ride in mud deeper than shoulder, but these cars are going to be similar to the other vehicles. If you're going to ride in mud, I ask you to, please check your wheel bearings more often and stuff like that. They are sealed wheel bearings, but a lot of the stuff is production parts. And I know I've seen Mud Nationals, and those guys get nutty there for sure.
Oh, we're not doing that. But the real question was, will the bed be removable so we can get in there and clean everything out?
Yes, it will be. Yes, it'll be a few bolts and a couple spinners, but let's call it 2.5 minutes if you have your tools in your hand when you go to do it. Okay. To remove the bed.
Okay.
So just you're going to have to use a tool because the rear fenders are supported by the bed, but at the same time, it's a couple bolts that have nut plates on the backside, so you can remove everything from the top side, and it's got a couple spinners to be able to pull the bed out.
Okay.
And yes, that'll be great access to get to the top of the engine and see and just inspect all that stuff as well.
All right, real good.
All right.
Clutching.
Clutching, yes.
On the unit at the World Champion, it was different looking than other clutches we've seen.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Cover that you got there.
Yep. The clutch, it will be fully enclosed in aluminum. Okay. It does have a cast cover for the outside cover, and it has a forged stamp cover on the inside, and it is fully sealed. So what you saw at the test was just our stuff, but that allowed you to look at the clutches. And the clutches are very different than what other cars. We've been using a couple groups of guys doing our clutch evaluation, and we're getting close. We got some stuff we like, and we got some stuff, unfortunately, we don't like, and we'll continue to make sure when this thing's released that you have a production clutch that you can actually tune for your riding style as well. So we will leave it where it's not just a fixed clutch. We will leave you some tunability for guys and girls that have experience with clutches to adjust the clutch for their riding style.
Nice. Now, will that be serviceable?
It is a serviceable clutch, yes. It will be serviceable. All right.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. Please hold. I'm going to put you on Park 2, and Ginger will come pick you up over on Park 2.
Thank you.
Ginger, Park 2. Yeah, 2 more calls, and that's it. Hey, it's Robbie Gordon. How you doing?
Robbie.
Hey, Todd. How are you?
Excellent.
How's it going?
I'm getting some feedback.
All right, no problem.
Block number 147.
Yes, your number. What's your number? Sorry.
Master number 147.
Master number 147. What vehicle did you get? A El Diablo or El Jefe?
El Diablo.
El Diablo, two-seater. Okay, cool. Excellent. Were you able to see the car last weekend?
Yes, I was at the meet and greet, and I was also at the show. Were you able to see the car?
Okay, perfect. What'd you think of it, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I have a double X, so it's really similar.
Similar to a double X, just double the power, right?
Double, yeah, at least. Very impressed with the bulkhead, Robbie. That's very impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, we worked with a guy out of Phoenix to help us that did the machining. Keith Ayers did the machining on it, but it was designed over by our staff and then with help from Albans Engineering in Australia.
Yeah, I think the machinist is about a block from my house in Peoria.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. Good. For me, go over there and tell him I want some more then.
Yeah, just cast them.
That's what we're going to have in the future. But, at the same time, he built a beautiful part for us, allowed us to go do some testing with it, and basically just allowed us rapid prototyping. How's 3-speed?
I'm glad to talk to you.
What's that?
I'm super glad to talk to you. I've been in contact with Todd Romano quite a bit. My son, Cannon, is the one with cancer.
Yes. Okay. I saw you at the meet and greet for sure. I did see you. Good to talk to you tonight.
Yes, he's been following along. He just got out of the hospital last night. He was there for 21 days.
Oh, wow. All right. Well, we wish you the best with Cannon for sure. Tell him we're thinking about him.
Thank you. A question I have. When you guys are tuning the shocks, I'm looking to put a spring compressor in my trailer, in my race trailer. What kind of spring compressor do you guys run as far as
Do you know what our model is, Casey? Who makes our spring compressor? No. Is there a name on it? Casey will run back there and we'll get a name for you, the one we have. All right, go ahead. You got another question?
Yes, about as far as the cars are going to be set up, are they kind of going to be set up for weight in the bed?
They're going to be set up for a comfortable cruise, okay? But one thing, a lot of people probably don't understand, my cars are never stiff because with the shocks that we have, it allows it to be nice and compliant over little chatter bumps. But with the added compression ports and rebound ports, it allows it to stiffen up as it gets closer to compression or full bottom out. And it also allows it to add rebound control so it doesn't kick off of it. So I think our shocks are probably as good as anything in the industry. And we'll get you a nice, comfortable setup to start off with. Obviously, if you want to go to Glamis, we gave a couple tuning tools on the outside of the reservoir. You'll be able to adjust your compression to be stiffer or your rebound to be stiffer from what we set it up as stock. So you will be able to adjust from there. But I think a lot of people will be happy with our basic setup or our baseline setup.
How similar will it ride like my Double X stock?
100% better.
100% better. I love it.
I mean, the Double X is really, really good. The Double X, the ride in the ride area, I would say will be softer in the initial ride area.
Okay.
So it won't be as rough, and it'll be way stiffer in the bottom out zone that you won't bottom out.
That's exactly what that was my next question.
So I'll give you an example. The Double X has a 2-stage shock.
Okay.
And right now, I believe the rear of our shock had 9 stages of compression.
Wow.
It's infinite, and we can give it 20 stages if we want it. But we had 3 days of testing. We just kind of slammed through it. It took us 4 changes in the rear, 3 changes in the front, and the car was definitely capable of being a rocket ship. So we feel good about it, and we're only going to get better in the coming weeks.
Just a shout out on your design on the Double X on day 2.
My son lawn darted it for about 25 feet. Then it landed on the roof, then the tail, scratched some plastic. Last weekend, I hit a hole about 10 feet deep, 10 feet wide, bent the front rib, did nothing else to the car. Your designs are phenomenal.
Well, thank you very much. And obviously this is, years of experience that I've either learned from my father or other people in the industry. We've been doing off-road for, I've been doing it for 35 years here, building cars, and who knows how many years. Casey, how much year experience you have? Casey has 2 years of experience, but he's a fast learner.
The guys I was riding with, their Polarises, they said, had they done that, they would have ripped all the suspension out of the front of it.
Yeah, no, for sure. I know what the competition is. I know where we're at, and I appreciate your call tonight, and thank you for calling in and giving us more confidence with the builds we're doing. One thing I want to talk to all of our customers out there, please understand, every single week we will do a show. We'll come up and face you guys. We'll give you where we're at with the development, where we're at with testing, and where we're at in production. We are closing in. We're on the home stretch here, and we will keep you informed week in and week out. Please be patient. Allow us to build a car that is reliable and safe for all of you guys out there riding. Thank you very much for tuning in to tonight's show. Look forward to next week. We'll have more developments for you. Thank you for choosing Speed UTV. Have a good day. It's crazy.
Well, it's half the price of building one on your own.
Oh, half the price. Because remember, I'm not throwing anything away. Normally you're throwing tires, wheels. Just sell the car for a little bit more and give them what they want.
Exactly.
Yep. You know what's up?
Yeah. All size turbos that we manufacture.
In there, Chris.
Have an extra one.
Yeah, dude, we got a 2X.
The fat kid seat.
Yeah, that's a fat boy seat.
Oh, I like it.
Speed toolkit.
Are these fast tools?
So when you purchase a Speed UTV, you get an option of what size seat you want.
Okay.
If you purchase a UTV, get a coupon code for $9.99.
Because it's the best car out there.
Controllable rebound. You're exaggerating how fast it's moving through the spring rate, right?
Yeah,
So
then you're back into another
you're
block.
back, yeah, because the more you go into the spring when you don't have rebound, the faster it comes back out. So when you add weight in the back, you have to